This is a Headgum podcast.
Take your choice.
Yeah, whatever.
You tell me.
I don't care.
What goes well with your Bodega Cat Spirits Company?
I'll sit here.
Okay. Let's throw this out there, right?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody sees it. Is this available for purchase? Or?
Yeah, you can get it. We're at the Comedy Cellar, which is like cool. It's cool and play. We're at the Strip House, the steakhouse, a really good steakhouse.
Yeah. Oh,
I think we're at Luger's now. I think we just got in at Luger's. Wow. We've. It's literally.
That's really smart.
It's fun. We played all these strip mall comedy clubs for like 15 years, and we were like, hey, would you guys want? And now we're just getting hit up. Like the Comedy Store, I was like, I don't even think I'm past at the Comedy Store, and they hit us up. They have that weird hierarchy thing.
That's in great part why it's so smart.
Yeah, it's fun, but we have not even come close to making our money back, but that's all right.
But I mean, it's an investment. Investment is an investment,
But we don't know anything, so it's one of the things you just have to like listen to. You have to listen to people. It's just weird to be. And then I found out all these other comics have liquors. I didn't even know. Like Ron White has a tequila. Bird and Tom have a vodka, but that was after us. But they at least didn't go whiskey because of us. They knew we had a liquor, so I was like, all right. Brendan Schaub, he's not really a comic, but he has a. This is like $90 a bottle, which I was like, are you a fucking psycho? You're just.
How much is this a bottle?
Like $40 or $45.
Good value?
Yeah.
Assuming it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
How long is it? Oh, over 3 years. In new charred American oak barrels. 90 proof. Non-chill filtered. Is that a good thing?
I actually don't know. I'm an idiot. I don't know. I don't know what non-chill filter means. It sounds good.
Here, let me audition for your. You know that feeling when you see a sleepy bodega cat lounging on a bag of chips or yesterday's paper? Just makes you smile. We want a sip of our whiskey to do the same. Bodega Cat Straight Rye Whiskey. We can clean that up.
Improvising that for a sec. I forgot that's on the bottle. I was like, damn, you're good.
Is crafted to match the spirit of New York City's very own Bodega Cats. Unpretentious, fun, and a little mischievous. So here's to the New York Bodega Cat, a staple of the city. And who knows, maybe one day Bodega Cat whiskey will be your staple too. Mark and Sam. Government warning. According to the Surgeon General, women.
Leave that part out. That other stuff's good. Yeah. You have a good voice for that stuff.
Thank you.
That was pretty good.
Distilled in Indiana.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
A lot of whiskey from Indiana. It's a big whiskey state. Good bang for your buck.
What about New York? What about upstate? Catskills.
It's so expensive to do anything in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anything in New York.
I see where your priorities are.
With Jersey, we could do Jersey. New York is a pain in the ass. Anything in New York is a pain in the ass.
Now, what about I know that there are a bunch of distilleries up like where I'm around upstate.
Is that where you live, upstate?
Both. I'm here in Brooklyn. Cool. I mean, I've had a place up there for 17 years, but
oh, nice.
It used to be there all the time, but now that my daughter's in school, we're up there less. But actually, when we're done with this, my wife's grabbing my daughter out of school early. We're heading up there for a long weekend.
Nice.
Which will be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do up there?
I mean, different things, mostly like not a whole lot and a lot of, like kind of like if you can see, this is from last week. My hands are kind of cut up, lots of little cuts here and there.
Are you gardening?
I was taking these really strong, I don't know what they're called, but they're almost like bamboo, these weeds that grow fucking like 8-9 feet tall, right? And they have the little plume at the end. And I was getting rid of those things, and they just slice your hands up and, trying to pull them from the root. But getting rid of that. And then I love chopping wood. It's I know it sounds
look
silly.
like you love chopping wood from your outfit. This is like
I mean, I don't know. I've really come to enjoy it. And just I mean, I have finished a couple projects up there before my daughter was born. To just go up there and write, sit on the porch. It's in the middle, like in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, teeny tiny town. And my wife has finished projects, writing stuff up there, and it's really good for that. And I shot a movie up there, and
damn,
it's great. And I have a lot of friends there, and it's beautiful. It's cheap. In that relative sense, like when you say upstate New York, people immediately think of Hudson Valley, right?
I don't, but yeah.
Well, what do you, when people say upstate, are you thinking like upper,
up,
like
up.
night?
I think I'm thinking like Buffalo, Rochester.
Right. Well, what do they call that? Yeah, there's upstate and downstate, I guess, because they refer to us as downstate.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't hung around enough. I've never heard
you're
that.
right. It is that is upstate, but when people like myself who live in the city and go, oh, I'm going upstate for the weekend. I mean, 99% of the time they're assuming it's, what are those little towns?
Hudson Valley's like an hour. It's not even like really far, right?
No. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's straight shot. You can take the train or you can drive up. And
it's kind of bougie now too, right?
It's super bougie.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but it's also really expensive.
Yeah.
And where I am is just as beautiful and less than half the cost of living. And it's got its, influx of gay guys from the city who've turned little pockets into like, oh, there's actually...
That'll turn up property value too.
Oh,
the gays come in.
Oh,
You're looking at a nice little flip at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They got a gallery all of a sudden and overpriced candles and all that kind of bullshit.
I love an overpriced
and
candle.
This will be up there. A bodega cat straight right. I guarantee you, there will be a place you can. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm going up there. I'm gonna go into Narrowsburg, which is changed.
I have friends who
dramatically.
go into the like local liquor stores and they're like, "You don't have bodega cat?" And they're just like, "What do you like?" Clearly, you know this guy. You're an asshole.
That's what I used to do with my my wife. Is a writer, amongst other things, and has written a bunch of books. And specifically, she's got like 4 books of poetry. And poetry is something I always get a little angry. Like, I understand if you don't have a book in the fiction section. There's a gabillion books, right, that are worthwhile. But honestly, how many poetry books are worthwhile? Not that many, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not up
percentage.
to date on my poetry, honestly. I don't know poetry well.
But I go in, I'm like, hey, do you have Dark Sparkler by Amber Tamblyn? Like, no. How come? Because I see these 80 poetry books. I don't even know who these fucking people. And then I will get angry and I'll light a fire I'll go back behind where the dumpster is and light a fire there. And and then I'll come back around and I'll go and I'll be through the window, right? And I'll be like, TikTok, motherfucker, you got about, 60 seconds to get that fire out. And they're like, what? You heard me? And then they'll say...
And then they're like, all right, fine, we'll carry your poetry book.
No, they didn't hear me because it's through the glass.
Oh,
and they're
shit.
like, and so then we have like a 5-minute exchange about, I know you heard me. And they're like, I can't tell. And it seems like we're having a conversation, but they're just saying, I can't hear you. And I'm continuing it from my end, but there's a wall of glass. By this time, the fire's gone. Somebody else has called the fire department.
Damn, it's spreading.
It's spreading, yeah.
Damn it.
Because there's a fertility clinic next door. Yeah, and then there's a hobby house.
Damn, now you are the guy you look like. You're the terrorist.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do I look like a terrorist?
No, just the beard. You look like
I could, yeah.
You look like you either could be the most sensitive man or the most dangerous man. I can't tell.
Who's to say those are mutually exclusive,
Maybe not.
Sam?
No,
come on.
But you're saying the woods. I'm thinking Ted Kaczynski. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're married. So
I am married.
And you have a
Ted
kid?
was not married.
No, unmarried.
If only they had AI sex partners back then. Would there
Do you think that would have been stopping him?
I think that would have stopped him.
I don't
I think
know,
that would have
dude.
stopped a lot. Are you kidding? I'm like, hurry up, speed this
The
shit
sex
up.
robots?
The sex robots.
Yeah.
Half of these fucking incels they're not going to be taking women out.
I don't know, but it's basically just jacking off.
Yeah, but I think they're. I think they would be of the mind that they would.
Too. It needs to be like almost like the.
No, I'm talking about like the new ones that are that they'll have at the CES convention. You see them, and it's always like the lead story when ABC News does like, well, the 38th annual Consumer Electronics show in Las Vegas, and it's always they'll get to the Roombas, but the first thing they do is the sex robots. Yes. And it's always Japan. Japan is at the forefront, leading the way.
Yeah, Japan is crushing it, huh?
Yeah.
They love their sex robots. I mean, we had a sponsor for a minute. We didn't have them, but like called the VacuGlide. I don't know if you've heard of this.
No, is it like a fleshlight?
It's like a $1,000 dick sucking device. It's like a really high end one, and we didn't.
$1,000.
We were like, I was like, because our producer was like really proud. He was like, I got us VacuGlide, and we're like, we don't know what that is, and that's probably good. We don't know. And then I looked it up. I was like, holy shit. And Mark and I were like, this will be cool, but then they only sent one, and we're like, all right, you take it, I guess. We're not gonna like fight over it. So we just gave it to our producer.
I can't believe you guys are that homophobic that you can't
that we can't go back to back.
You can't go back to back. I mean, clean it out.
I don't think it's homophobic. I think it just felt weird. I think it was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it feels weird because it's homophobic.
You think so?
Yes.
But I've done. I've
always had a problem with the word homophobic because it sounds like you're scared of gay people, and that's not.
I think it was more germs than homophobia, but you're right.
Nice try. It's germs.
All right, I hate gay people. Jesus. Yeah.
Are you Jewish?
I am Jewish.
So you circumcised?
I am.
Okay. Is Mark?
Mark pretends to be Jewish. He's not Jewish.
But is he circumcised?
I actually don't know.
Oh, now's your golden moment.
I'm going to text him.
Because this way, there's less to worry about germ-wise. That's where I was going with that. That's a good point.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, look, I used to jack off with other kids in like 7th grade. When we were like...
On other kids?
No, with other kids in the room. You never did that? I think that was like a city thing. I think
circle jerk.
Circle jerk.
Are you fucking out of your mind? You think that was just in the city? I bet that's more country.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
But it's worse in the city because there's less space. It was like worse to do because we were like cramped doing it.
Yes.
Like pillows played a big role.
That would, yeah. If you're in a closet with a couple other guys jerking off, doing a circle jerk.
Yeah, but we did the circle jerks. We did it all the time because it was like,
But wait, and what about I know there was a thing. Was it an Animal House or some? There was a thing about the cracker you jerk off.
Oh, fuck that! No, we didn't.
Was that a real thing?
Not for us. I mean, I think it must have come from somewhere. But yeah, I think that I never. Frat life was so not appealing to me. I mean,
same here.
When I was in school, I went there for the free booze during like the rush, and then I was like, oh, I'm not. I remember they were like one of the frats. They were like, of course, the most racist frat was courting me the hardest. They were like in trouble for doing blackface in New Orleans, and they were like, with our first selection, you. I'm like, oh great. I'm glad that you got. And they tried to intimidate me into joining. They were like, they circled me. They didn't jerk on me. They circled, but they like had like the fists out, like kind of clenching, being like, "Are you joining or not?" And I was like, "Is that guy?" I just said, "Is that guy going to hit me?" And he was like, "No." But I was like, "It looks like he's going to hit me."
What school is this?
Tulane.
Why'd you go to Tulane?
I don't know. I think I just want. I think everyone was like, "You got to get out of the city."
Right.
And then I
love New Orleans, but Tulane is.
It's not. I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities. But yeah, it was not. And also,
Mark's from there, yeah.
Mark's from there.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other, but I knew like other New Orleans comics. I was doing open mics, and then
so you know Sean Patton.
I didn't know Sean then. He had just left for New York. So, but I had gone right as Katrina hit, so I came back anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Wait, I'm sorry to keep interrupting and take.
Sure.
But do you remember? It was on a kind of a main road, and there was a bar that was a railroad car. And it was by Tulane?
I don't. Oh, no, I don't know the name.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
I don't know the railroad.
Then of course
car.
You wouldn't know the name.
No, I'm thinking. I thought I visualized it for a sec, but no, it's not.
Okay.
There's so many good bars in New Orleans, though.
Yeah, it's just off. It's like before you get into the city, like where Tulane kind of is.
Yeah, it was getting shady by the time I went back for a little bit, and it was getting kind of shady. Like the one night I didn't go out with my buddies, they got held up at gunpoint.
Jesus.
And One of my friends was like, he's like kind of a badass. He was like, "Fuck you" to the guys, and they were like, "Geez," and then they just like captured the other friend. He was hammered. He just like went away.
Right.
But yeah, New Orleans got really. I mean, it's still shady. You could be in like the nicest part of New Orleans. You could be in like St. Charles, and some dude with a gun will just like walk up to you. It's crazy.
It's so odd because to me, New Orleans is like one of the best cities in easily one of the worst states in the country, if not the worst, as far as
that whole area
unhealthy, poor, dumb. You know.
That whole area of states is like kind of it's dicey. I mean, the nice parts are nice, and then there's everywhere else.
But I got way off track, so I don't even know what we were. It was
Older Rod Riders, Circle Jerk,
right.
New Orleans, open mics. Sean Padden, Mark. No, I love Sean Padden.
That was going forward.
Oh, okay.
I mean, going backwards to you were into the guy frats, and the guy was going to.
I never liked
tried to intimidate you into joining.
He was weird, and then I remember there was the other frat there that they were like, I guess like the badass frat, like the crazy frat, and they. I just saw them on the second I left. They were like on CNN. They were like they're in hot water, and I was like they poured boiling water on some kid's face. Yeah,
and then
but it was a good pun they came up with.
That's pretty good. That's very New York Posty.
Yeah, it's very New York Posty. But they dumped water on some kid and like disfigured him. I don't know. I'm
that's
laughing.
What boiling water will do.
Yeah, it's
and why was that just part of the hey, welcome to the team?
I don't get hazing. It didn't appeal to me. I'm like, I don't even like this guy. I'm gonna let this guy abuse me.
I don't. I mean, it's way, way, way beyond me. Like, and also the whole thing about, it's just a bunch of dudes, and we're all super secret friends, and we have super secrets, and it's just so kind of childish and weird.
But also, it's like you abused me for like 6 months, and then we're just gonna be like brothers.
No, that's it. Tough love, and
dude.
That's. I think that's supposed to be baked into the
that guy raped
psychological
me, but now we're best
appeal.
friends.
Yeah,
now we're best buds.
Well, I would hope so. That sounds like a happy ending.
Yeah, no, it's the culture of it was really abusive. I didn't like it, but I did love New Orleans, but I was doing stand up, and it was like there was nothing going on there. It was like one open mic a week.
Yeah, Sean, is a good friend, and has opened on tour couple times and has is from New Orleans and talks about how much he loves New Orleans, but the comedy scene is just
there's no club either. Also, stand up there is just not good. It's one of the things when your culture is all about music. I feel the same way about Nashville, honestly. When the culture is all about music, it's kind of like not the best.
Nashville's fucking. I mean, I remember the last show I did there, and I've been going to Nashville off and on for decades, and it's just unfortunately, I think, past the tipping point of it's just exploding in growth, and they've got all those like the Gulch with those what do you call them, mixed use, so there's condos, and then they have these areas. And a lot of cities have them now, but they're just like. Soulless, yeah, exactly, empty. and kind of those like corporate chain things that don't look necessarily like a chain, but it is, and it's like or a fake British pub, it's like
but you just want to be able to be yourself, be like the mom and pop shit's what I want anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nashville used to be. I've similar feelings about Atlanta too, and again, this could just be the old man going, it's not as good as it used to be, but I remember telling Nashville like, look, or the show I did, like, I'm from Atlanta, and I'm telling you, stop the growth. You're losing all your character, and fucking what's the drag there? The thing, the big strip. Broadway, right?
Oh, yeah, Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, Broadway. And
that's where all the bachelorette parties and the buses are. It's a lot.
No, they're not buses, though. They're the pedicabs.
Oh, yeah.
They pedal,
Which seems miserable, by the way. Like, why? You're just pounding beer and pedaling? Like, what the fuck?
It's cheap, man. It's a great way to make money is open up those bachelorette or bachelor party. Yeah, you get it's like a little, tiny like trolley car thing. It's open and they pump a bunch of stupid music and everybody gets hammered and pedals their way up and down the street going woo.
But then people listen to this and be like, shut up, you live in New York. Like I remember when that pizza
you don't live in Times Square.
No, for sure, not yet, but one of these days I'm working my way up, dude. I want to live next to that M&M store. That's how you know you. No,
I want to live in the M&M store.
Me too. That would be cool, man. You just get Times Square is terrible, but I remember when there's that pizza place by Stand Up New York on 78th and Broadway. It was like a classic pizza place, and they just turned it into a giant Marshall's, and I was like, oh fuck, that's one of those. You see little things like that, and little by little, it just kind of breaks your heart. You're like, oh
yeah. I mean, I have my whole. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Chelsea originally, then Upper East.
Okay,
yeah.
So, pretty much all my experience was downtown. Like very. And I remember when there was a Gap on St. Mark's, and that was a big deal back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then Cashmere on Avenue B and 7th. Like, what the fuck? Good luck with that, And then little by little by little by little. And then the next thing you know, there's a Kmart in Astor Place.
That was a big one.
And I mean, just like all kinds of... and the Cube's gone, and there's another.
But I always think of Todd Barry's joke about that Kmart, where he's like, down with Kmart, and there's stuff people can afford. He's like, we want a vintage clothing store here where you sell Kmart shirts for $80.
Right. No, it's true. So, I mean, I went to Kmart a bunch.
I liked it, yeah, but I know what you mean. I know what it represents. I get that, but now we're at the point now with like Amazon that I go into a Walgreens and I feel like I'm helping the little guy. That's where I mean, like with Amazon,
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. I mean, so I'm like happy to see a Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
isn't that fucked up?
Yeah,
Barnes and Noble
absolutely.
used to be like this is a chain, and now you're like, oh shit, people there's still bookstores.
That's a really good point too, and I do try to support independent bookstores wherever I go, and
the Strand is like the classic New York.
I'm in Brooklyn, so I go to. Green, what's it called? It's on Fulton, Green Light, and it's great.
Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot. There's one on Vanderbilt that's kind of specialty books. But
when you're on the road or something and you find one of those cool like indie bookstores, that's like the spot. I love that.
Oh, and I go like Tattered Cover and Prairie Lights and
City Lights and
Lights in San Francisco.
One.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a great one in Denver where they took an old post office building from the 1800s. Beautiful, that kind of, large, huge stone kind of building. And the whole thing is a bookstore. And they have like, I'd say a third of the first floor is this reading area where they have, I don't know, 12 couches, huge. And you just go grab a book off the shelf and they're cool with it and go sit and read. You don't even have to buy it. It's
and then you're like, how the hell do these places make any money?
You know what? I think it's supported. I think it's beloved in I'm guessing this and they have a, what do you call it? Antiquarian section upstairs where they have, first editions and
that's pretty cool.
And hand signed old stuff. And have you ever been to Manchester, UK?
I haven't. No.
One of the coolest places, and I won't talk about it too much because you haven't been there, but it's called John Ryland's Library.
I almost went there in November, but I was just in too many places.
If you go,
at the time.
It is one of my favorite places on earth. It's this guy who loved books. Was an industrialist, 1800s. He died, and his wife, kind of created this. It's like a cathedral, and it's meant to be like a cathedral, but to books. And they have the coolest fucking. They have quiet rooms and stuff, and it's beautiful, like a church, like an old cathedral.
Damn.
But filled with all kinds of cool books. I mean, it's great. It's one of my favorite places. It's right in the city.
I wanted to go there. I just, when you do like a Euro trip, my agents just killed me. I had like 7 countries in less than 2 weeks. And I was like,
oh, dude, you can't do that. You can't do that.
But, you know, the problem is they know I'll just say, yeah, what, I don't care. I'll do it.
Don't. I'm telling you, you've had the experience.
I won't do it again.
I told them on this last tour. I just got back from Europe like a couple weeks ago.
Where'd you go?
Oslo.
I love Oslo, dude.
Oslo's great.
Scandinavia is just the coolest.
I was walking around Oslo. This is a couple weeks ago, a month and change, whatever. Walking around Oslo going, what the fuck am I doing in New York? What am I doing in America? This is insane.
That's how I felt going around Copenhagen. I was like, I should just live here for like a month.
Copenhagen is awesome.
It's sick, yeah.
I met a bunch of expats there too.
Yeah.
I just randomly, I was there for a couple days. And yeah, I mean, the water's clean. Like the water that surrounds the city. In Oslo, there were people, you know, they have those like little saunas on the boats, like the teeny boat that's only slightly bigger than a sauna.
With that kind of self-care in Scandinavia. I feel like they're obsessed with like hot springs.
I don't even know if it's like, it's just nice. It's like a luxury.
No, it's luxury, but I feel like they're really into like cold plunging in the water.
Yeah,
and,
so they do the sauna, then they cold plunge in the water that's clean. It's like nice. Pristine. It's in the city. Same with Stockholm. Cool. That water is clean. You also, can drink it.
Those women in Stockholm, holy shit.
Oslo. Look, here's...
I said, by the way, I said that to my black friend the other day, and he was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? I was like, I don't know.
That what? What'd you say?
I just said, man, those women in Stockholm, he's like, because they're fucking Aryan. That's why you like them. And I was like, well, but that's more of like a Jew thing, I think. I think that's...
But there's been so many immigrants in the last, and it's kind of an issue with them, but there's like beautiful, it's like Montreal, where you're like the most beautiful mixed Montreal race and all hot. Kinds of, you know.
Yes, nice save. Thank you.
Exactly. But Oslo is a little less than that, less of that than Stockholm. But I remember taking the tram. That's another thing. Like, so I'm in Stockholm and Oslo and Berlin and Brussels and Copenhagen and all these, you know, great places. Every single motherfucking one of them, every one of them has a train to the airport that is beautiful, clean, takes about 7 minutes, goes 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And from the city center, right? Every single one of them has put money into this, and it's the most enjoyable thing, and everybody's on there, and that's how you should go to the airport, right? You get on this train that's clean and nice, and
we have no real options.
Nothing.
I mean, JFK is a nightmare, and then you got like that LaGuardia bus is so depressing.
I mean, but all over America, there's no real...
Well, Atlanta has that one, doesn't it?
I mean, it's got the MARTA, but that's not the same thing.
It's not good, yeah.
It's not, I mean, that also is the regular subway that it doesn't serve, you know, it's a pain in the ass to get.
Yeah, I feel like our airports are like third world in America. Like, I was just at the Denver airport, I was like, this is a piece of shit.
Really? I like the Denver airport.
I hate
Why?
it. Because I also got into a fight with a woman there too, because she like went ahead, and it's one of those that like, if it was any other airport, I would have been like, this is fine. But that airport just stresses me out. It's also huge.
It's huge. And they're still, they're doing all that construction on the one of the sides. So it's kind of fucked up. But still, I like Denver.
Yeah.
LaGuardia is awesome.
LaGuardia is amazing.
And it used to be
right
a piece
now.
of shit.
I know.
And LaGuardia is great. The only airports that are bigger that I fucking can't stand are LAX, terrible.
The worst ever.
JFK
is brutal.
Atlanta, I know people like it. I don't like it. I don't understand why they like it.
Yeah, it's awful. It also takes forever. I hate ones that take. This is like just travel. We're probably putting people to sleep with this shit right here. But just getting out of Atlanta is a nightmare.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's poorly designed.
I did a tour bus for 50 cities this year. I just don't want to deal with flying. I saw one too many plane issues, with air traffic
especially
control.
now. Yeah,
I know. I was like, oh yeah, let's shut down all this. And
dude, if I could, I've done a couple tour bus tours, and if I could afford that, I would happily go back to that. It's so much nicer.
It was good. It was fun. But it's the second time I've done it, and I was like, oh man, I just like not, because the first run we did a what do you call a Sprinter van at night, and the guy just falls asleep at the wheel and drove us off the fucking road.
What?
I know. It was. We would not have been up if we weren't watching a movie.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it was like 3:30 in the morning. He just drove us off the road. It was crazy.
Where was this?
I think we were driving from Charlotte to Richmond. I think that was a drive.
Right.
And
so you were on the highway then?
Yeah.
You were on 95?
He drove us right off.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then Gary Veter, who I toured with, is hitting him. He's like, dude, wake up. And I was like,
God.
oh, fuck, sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
So we had to pull over to some rest area and just wait for another car.
You got lucky, man.
I got lucky.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were watching that movie, The Substance, and we were just like, I'm just not a body horror guy. I don't know why I watched it. I was like, I just don't really like this. Like, I liked the first 25 minutes or so, and then I was like, yeah, I get it. And then Gary was like, this movie fucking sucks. I was like, yeah, we got to finish it. We started it. So that's the only reason we were awake.
Right.
It's because we're like, we should just finish this.
Jesus, man, you guys.
Got to write a thank you letter to the Substance lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Substance lady? I haven't seen the movie.
The director.
It's a lady?
Yeah, well, it's
they're letting
Demi
ladies
Moore.
Who?
Demi Moore is the actress in it, but no, but it was a woman.
They're letting a lady actress direct films?
I was outraged. That's why I finished it. But I was like, I got to see how this ends.
It
was crazy.
Backwards.
I was shocked.
To me.
But it didn't work out, and I think hopefully this will be it.
Well, fingers crossed.
Demi Moore, though, very hot in it.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Like unbelievably hot.
Yeah.
60-something and naked a lot, and you're like,
really?
Pretty good.
Yeah. That's not AI? Could be. Let's get I'll tell you who will know is the old vacuum glide.
Let's get that vacuum glide out, guys.
I got a fleshlight as a gift from I finished a show and these two guys were hanging out. This is a while ago, and they're like,
"We used to bake cookies for entertainers." And I was like, "Hey, do you want this dick sucking thing?"
I think it was relatively new. I'm not sure how long Fleshlight's been around, but I had heard of it, and they gave me a fleshlight. It was like a special fleshlight.
I've never tried one. Still, was it good?
I didn't try it. I should have
because
I can't believe I didn't. Wait, this makes no sense. There's no way I would have gotten one. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was when.
How do you clean it? Do you put it in the dishwasher? Like, what do you do?
I think you do a hand soft scrub, hand woolite type thing, and then you hang it on the line outside. And you let nature, you air it out. It's a natural.
The hand still works for me. I'm good with the hand. I have no complaints.
I think I would imagine that it would only be extra special and kind of worth it if you didn't have to hold it.
Yes.
Because then your hands are up here, and it's a completely.
Well, have you heard of the vacuum glide? No hand work. You do this.
I did not know about that.
I think it does its own thing.
Oh, that's the glide part. The glide. So it's like.
I would guess.
So I wonder if you can tune it to a UK siren so that it's as the siren's going, it's
like you're looking at porn you shouldn't be looking at, and the cops are showing up.
Yeah, but they're showing up
quick. I'm in trouble.
They're showing up on your dick. That's the thing. That's the special part. Well, how does the vacuum glide work?
I don't know, but I think I read a bunch of user reviews.
Set it and forget it, right? It's like a crock
I
pot.
think so.
It's like an Instapot.
Yeah, no, I think it's an Instapot. Yeah, it's I think it's just quick. I've read a bunch of the user reviews, and everyone's like, it's
probably
incredible.
Your own personal experience. I don't know if it's the quickness. Is that what they're selling you on?
Efficiency? You'll come in 30 seconds, and you'll have the whole data.
Or your money back.
You'll have the whole data. Yeah, I mean, look, that is sometimes you just want to get it over with. I don't know. I feel like I remember when I was working on this, it was some project and it was taking me a long time and it was writing this something. And I remember it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to wake up and I'm just going to jerk off immediately. So I don't even have that in my head and I'm not getting distracted. And that's how I would start the day. And then I could sit down and write. I'm not kidding. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's like you're clearing out any bad thoughts.
Well, it's not even that, for me at least. It wasn't that so much as just, I won't get horny and distracted and, be on the internet and see this ad on the right and and they get to, like, I'm not going to click on, she did what to who, whatever. And you just jerk off and get rid of it, that kind of thing. And then you just write,
Yeah, you're right. It's more of it's just a distraction.
Yeah.
Let me eliminate distractions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe there's a VacuGlide in my future.
Maybe you should. I mean, I honestly was, I was like,
Purim's coming up. Is it? No.
Purim?
No, that's, what's the one in the spring?
Passover? Yeah.
You don't really celebrate with VacuGlides and Passover, do you? That's more of a Purim thing.
Yeah, I feel like in the desert, I wonder how the jerk off situation worked during that 40 years. It probably wasn't great.
No, because there's no aloe or lotion.
No.
I talk about this in my stand-up. I talk about Jesus jerking off as a teenager and how there was no, lube or glide or lotion or any of that stuff. It
was tough times.
It was tough.
People,
but they didn't know it. They were happy with what they had.
Yeah.
Is that it? It's okay.
What?
A lull in the conversation.
I love a lull. I think a lull is real.
Yeah.
I think people I think some pods are too obsessed with over talking.
I agree. And it's one of the, when stand-ups will ask me, like newer kids coming up and stuff, and be like, do you have any advice? And I'm not joking, I'm being serious. And, the obvious one, which is true, is just take whatever set you can.
Yeah. And
just do as many sets as you can and record every set. And then the other one is
get a VacuGlide now.
Get a VacuGlide now. You just got to. I know a guy who knows a guy. And then the other thing is, like, don't be scared of silence.
Yeah.
And it's so important. And I'll watch comics and it's just like, dude, just don't worry about it. I was telling this to, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. It was a conversation we had. Do you know Steve Fury?
I know the name.
Really funny guy. Great guy. Really, really, I like him a lot. He's a cool dude. And he was opening for me for a while. And it was something I taught. It was like, it's okay. Just take the beat. You don't have to fill that up. And you see all these comics who are good, and they're just not comfortable.
But it's over eager. It's like,
I know. I get why.
No, totally. But I mean, I think comics going on first. You said he's opening. I think going on first, there's this like need to.
Yes.
But
yes. True.
But
true.
Gary Veter, who opens for me, is so deadpan. And he does his own thing too. But he's so quiet that he forces them to come to him, and I love that.
Yes, well, that's part of it,
and I love that he forces them to listen. Like I don't love having a super high energy person go on before me because that's not how I am. So it's gonna be weird. I've had that before. I remember like I had this guy once. He was really funny, but it was super high energy. And then I come up and I talk like this, and the crowd's like, "Does this guy even give a shit? Like, what the hell?" I'm like, "No, this is how I talk."
Right.
But. Yeah, I think the silences it's great. I remember seeing Ted Alexandro when I was like super young, and he would just kind of sit in a silence in a way. Yeah. Chappelle would do it too, like all the time in a way where I was like, oh, that's cool. Cause sometimes Chappelle would do it too long. I'd be like, all right, I want to hear the bit, but I loved hearing, I love being like, okay, what's he going to say? Todd is great at that. Todd Barry's great at that.
Oh yeah. It's not even about the energy or anything like that. You can see, depending, a person could be deadpan and still you see that they're learning this bad habit of, filling everything with it's like the comics who go say the joke and they go, but I didn't know, anyway, or whatever. It's like, it's okay. You don't need to Yeah, if a joke doesn't hit, it's kind of like,
it's kind of good sometimes. You're just like, oh, okay. Like, what if you kill every time? You're kind of a hack, right? I mean, if you're not changing up enough, you should be
How
throwing.
dare you? Just say it to my face.
I just, I love when some new shit bombs, just because I'm like, all right, you want it to hit, but when it bombs, you're like, all right, maybe that's good. Maybe I need that.
Yeah, and it also means like, oh, it's not. It needs work. This idea, because sometimes I'll know in the back of my head, like, this is kind of a half-assed approach to this idea.
Totally.
And then the audience lets you know, like, yeah, that's a half-assed idea or approach to this idea. And then you got to work. I remember I have a thing now that I do it's all fine. But when I was, I don't know, the first 10 times I did it, and I didn't have this place where it went, and to me, it was like, it's a little offensive. It's a little button pushy, whatever, and I was in my head. I was like,
your Hitler vacuum glide chunk.
Oh, that I think is. I mean, that's working. That's clean. That's okay. I don't swear. I keep it clean.
Yeah.
I mention Jesus in a good way. No, this is the thing about slavery, and seriously. And I had this, and I was like, fuck it. I don't care. A little defiant. Like it's a good bit, and it's a but it didn't do well. And sometimes you're like, well, fuck it. I know this is a good bit, but enough times I was like, okay, I need to create a reason why I'm saying this thing that I think is, controversial or whatever. And then I found it eventually, but it made the silence made me.
You made you realize I didn't earn it.
Yeah.
I didn't earn, like, that's what I mean. There's so many, like, I feel like edgelord comedy is so in right now. And, a lot of these guys, like, you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You just, no one's saying you can't talk about anything.
Totally with you.
But when you hear a lazy ass approach on a delicate topic, that's why it should be hard.
Yeah.
And that's why you shouldn't be putting out every, some comics are, I feel like once Louis started doing an hour like that, you were like, everyone started doing that, and not everyone was equipped to do that.
Few people are.
Yeah. And you got to do the road like a motherfucker, and you got to hone it. And that's the beauty. Like, you're talking about going to, overseas and stuff. I didn't change anything. I like that. I didn't. You're like, holy shit! At a certain point, performing in Amsterdam, it's like performing in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
But but I definitely had some. I had some jokes that I was like, I'm not earning this.
Yeah.
I had like a Holocaust joke that I was like, it's not funny enough. It's got to be if I'm going to do this joke, it's got to be that was my only thing. I was like,
well,
I'm doing
smart and a mature, approach to it. I don't think a lot of people necessarily have that.
Yeah.
But that is, it's to know that and to feel it, and that pushes yourself to go, okay, I've got this thing and it's funny to me, but I'm, as you said it so articulately, I haven't earned it. I need to earn it.
But that is the good thing when people are like, I remember Attell once was like, grown's good. Grown means you're like right close to a laugh. And I was like, oh shit. Like you just see him honing stuff at the cell. For years I was doing like the 12:30, 1 a.m. spots. And like the only good thing about that was watching Dave Attell because he would just be doing crazy shit.
He had just gotten up.
He's just woken up.
Yeah, just woken up, have a coffee.
But he's like, every time that, and then on the early shows, you'd see like Colin Quinn working out, and he'd have such good topical shit that you're like, fuck, that's the right angle on this, But
it's interesting when you get jealous of a bit.
Yeah.
When you see somebody that you admire and you're like, oh fuck, that's the way to do it. It's like sometimes I'll audition for a part in like a big movie or something prestigious, and I won't get it, and I'll be like, I did, and I got called back, and I met with, and I didn't get it, and I'm like, fuck, I thought I did a good job. They thought I did a good job, and then you go see the movie with the person they cast.
What's one of those that happened to you?
It was, oh fuck, it was a
Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York.
Yeah, no, it was Darth Vader. No, it was Philip Seymour Hoffman in a It was a I think a Coen Brothers movie.
Huh.
Or shit. He plays like a assistant. It wasn't Big Lebowski, but he plays like, it was a movie. Maybe George Clooney was in it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember, but I remember like getting close, and then
yeah, well, he's like one of the best actors ever.
But this is even before. But then seeing it, and he did it completely different, and going like, "Oh, that's the way to do it. That's a better way to do it." You know, and I've had a couple of those where you don't get it, and then you see it, and you're like, "Oh, right, that's the way to do it."
That's cool.
You know. But I feel like that with a little bit with comedy, because you know there aren't that, when you think about it, that there's not that much subject matter outside of the stuff that, you know, is a personal anecdote that hasn't been talked about. But then you see somebody's spin on it or the joke, and you're like, oh shit.
I feel that way, especially with a premise that's played out, and I'm like, I hear a premise and I roll my eyes, and then the turn, I'm like,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
I love, I mean, there's this comic, Jeffrey Asmus, who's a really fun,
say his name again?
Jeffrey Asmus.
Asmus, yeah.
And he had this bit I love where he's like, so everyone's done this bit about like, oh, participation trophies, you know, and you even hear that premise, and you're like, oh, but his turn was his grandpa was like, oh, you got a participation trophy? And he's like, yeah, grandpa, you didn't have to compete against black people.
Yeah.
Like that. I was like, oh, that's the turn.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing when you just hear the same bit again and again.
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, oh, you figured it out. So I love that. I love
Yeah.
I'm almost like, I get excited when I see a good comic do a premise that I don't love, because I'm like, oh, what's he going to do with it?
Yeah.
You know?
And again, you get a twist. It's like, there you go. That's the way to do that. That's a perfect way to approach that subject matter in that joke.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to pat myself on the back for going back to the slavery bit. I think I found it. Like, oh, that's the thing that's going to still piss people off, but in the thing that the way I do, you know, in part when I am putting a bit together, like trying to get the turn that you're not expecting, and then there's a bit of logic to it, even though it makes you feel uncomfortable. But it's like, so I like that. Yeah,
yeah. I love just like the discomfort, man. I mean, that's like what got me into stand up. Is like, I remember seeing like Chris Rock specials and stuff, and just being like, oh shit, he'll just like he talk about sitting in discomfort. I love that, you know. I mean, you did that too. I mean, I remember. Yeah. I remember listening to like The Pride Is Back, young comic, being like, "Oh shit, this is cool. This is how you do it."
Well, yeah. There was
the first time I met you, I told you, "Oh man, I listened to you all the time growing up," and you were like, "Fuck you, you're making me feel old" or something. You said something like that.
Oh, I wouldn't say fuck you.
You said "fuck you, Jew boy," and I was like, "What?"
That sounds like me.
I was like, "That's weird." No, you were like, "Oh man, I feel old." Now you said something like that. Yeah.
Right. I wasn't gracious. No, it's you know, there are a number of people who have legitimate, you know, like, you know, Cross is an asshole, because I just was not comfortable taking a compliment, but I do appreciate it. And especially from, you know, somebody like yourself, who I think is extremely funny and who I like watching. There are
thanks, man.
That many. What?
I said thank you.
What?
I said thank you.
What the fuck does that
Jew.
mean?
Jesus.
Is your because it's not in stand up, but is your identity New York Jewish? Do you feel that? Do you
just New York Jew comedian? Probably. I don't like
when you go travel and you. Yeah,
you feel it more when you travel. I don't really feel it as much. New Yorkers, I'm just a New Yorker, but right. When you travel a little bit, I can feel how many Jews are in the crowd by how certain jokes perform. Mm-hmm. Like I had this new joke about like how I saw a headline that there's a rise in anti-Semitism, and I clicked on it and there was a paywall, and I was like, know your audience, you know? And it didn't really, it kills in New York, but then someone will take it to like a place. I'm like, oh, I think that hits harder with Jews. Yeah. The same way that if you do like a black joke, you want black people in the crowd. Yeah. You want them to be laughing.
Otherwise, it's weird.
It's really weird. It won't work. Like that joke's not going to work in Naples, Florida.
You hope it doesn't work.
Yeah, you hope not. Exactly. Yeah. Otherwise, but like, I can feel that. So no, I think when you feel it more in other cities, but then also like, look, everyone's tribal in a weird way. Like, look, I love everyone to some
Not
degree.
me. I'm not.
But people will like grab you. Like, it'll be like, I'll get like a DM. Like, we have a Jewish deli here. Would you come? You know what I mean? So,
would you come by for an hour?
We come by and
work the machine, work the slicer.
Will you slice the pastrami? I'm like, yeah.
Show us how they do it in New York.
Yeah,
bodega man.
But yeah, I love touring, man. Like, I really do like it a lot. I feel like I have the itch when I'm at home. I'm just like, oh, shit,
I love it. I mean, I'm about done. I taped the special next week.
Where'd you tape?
Athens.
Nice.
The 40 watt. Yeah. Georgia, not.
No, I figured.
Make sure you clarify that.
I warmed up in Santorini and then I taped in Athens.
And have you played the 40 watt?
I haven't. No,
it's great. And then I'll have a few more sets here and there.
But where do you build up? You're going to build up in the city and then you take it out? Or are you the type of person that needs like 45 minutes to tour, or will you just hit a club on the road or something and then just be like, I'll work out here?
No. What I've been doing, and I understand how lucky I am to be able to do this. It's what I've done for the past 4 tours, 4 sets. I do this thing called shooting the shit, seeing what sticks, and I'll go to Union Hall in Brooklyn, and I'll do the first, I want to say 6 to 8 sets is just scraps of paper. I tape everything. I have special guests, because I don't have the material yet. I have a couple things in my back pocket because when I start the tour, by the time I get to show number 60, it's quite a bit different. I've riffed. I do all my writing on stage.
So then you're opening with stuff that just didn't make the special, right?
Yeah, I have that in my back pocket that I know is going to work and can fit. I mean, I have bits in this current tour that were bits that I cut out of the last thing I dropped, and I have stuff that I've dropped in this tour that I go, and it's always stuff like, oh, I can work on this. I can add to this. This will be better. The whole thing from my last special about killing Jesus Christ was a line that I riffed in the special before that I probably riffed it like 5 shows before I shot the special, and so I had it, and then I had this little idea, and it got a laugh and everything, but I cut it because I was like, I can work on this. This can be a whole bit, and it was my closer in the Worst Daddy in the World special, and so I have things, right, that I cut from that and that I can work on. And, but so I'll go and do like 6, 7, 8 of those shows. And then I'll move to Littlefield, which is bigger. And now I've only got one guest and I'm doing, mostly, either it's one set. Let's say it's like 30 minutes. Like one set is just working on stuff, and the other set is like, okay, I think this is getting there, and let's these are almost ready to go.
Yes.
And then eventually I get to the point where I'll go to the Bell House, and these are all places I can walk to or ride my bike.
Yes.
And that's when I'm just doing the set, and I'll do 2, 3 of those. So I start at Union Hall, 99 seats in the basement, couple guests, special guests, and just working shit. It's raw. And and one of the cool things about it, it really works in a practical sense for me, but also I have fans who will come to 3 shows and then go see the set when I do it in the theater in New York, And so
they like the process.
They like the process. Yeah. And they'll come up to me after the thing, it's like, yeah, I saw you work this out at Littlefield. It was pretty cool because that one bit you did wasn't anything like that. I was like, yeah, and it's totally works for me. It's fun, and it's it takes 3 to 5 months, I'd say, before I'm.
That's like, pretty good.
It's pretty good. I mean, but I'll I'm doing it twice a week.
I'm always curious how people do, because I remember. Anthony Jeselnik once told me, he's like, I don't tour until I have like an hour. Like I don't.
Oh, I don't go out till I have at least an hour and 25. An hour and 15.
I'm so the opposite. I'll go out with like 30. I'll go and I'll just try to figure it out on the. Because I'd rather.
Why do you want that pressure?
Because if I do a bunch of club shows and I bill it as working out, I will just leave with more material. It's the only way.
I see what you're doing. You're doing kind of a similar thing.
But like at a club, maybe, you know.
Yeah,
and like,
I get it.
And I love that because maybe I'll come back to that city at the end of and it'll be totally different.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
But no, I'm doing a similar thing to you.
Yeah,
but,
I like that, and it's. I've never been able to sit down and write jokes. You know, I can't go to the coffee shop.
But you have some bits that are pretty like. I mean, you must have some where you're like the line just forms in your brain. You're like, oh, that's it, but I just have to add to it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But then some people, I don't know how the hell, like Jim Jeffries will have like a 25-minute story. I'm like, how the hell I don't even know how you do that. You know? I don't even know how.
Well, that's also from I mean, I have, I have all these different bits. And I one thing, for better or worse, quite, sometimes both at the same time, I have a thing about exaggeration and lying. I just don't do it. If it's a weird personality thing I have. I don't like, it bothers me when people, and I know they're doing it and they're not even aware. It's like, oh yeah. And then, and then we had to walk 3 miles in the rain. I was like, it wasn't 3 miles. It was a mile and a half.
Yeah.
It's still a lot to walk in the rain, but why did you add, you know what I mean? Like that thing is all weird to me and I don't like it. But the stories that I'm kind of lucky because these are things that happened. The Hi Hitler. I don't know if you know that bit.
Which one is it?
I was walking down. I was living in the East Village, walking down 4th Street, and there's a guy who's fairly well dressed. Like he's not a crazy homeless guy. In other words, just immediately. This is late at night, and he's just like, okay, great. He's not talking on the phone or anything. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah. Hi Hitler. Yeah. Hi Hitler. And I pass him, and I'm like, is he saying hi Hitler? And so I turn around, I start following him, and he was like, yeah, okay, way to go, asshole. Yeah, hi Hitler. And I'm like, oh my God, he's saying hi Hitler, not hi in it. And then I started thinking like, okay, well, there are 2 possibilities here. And then, so it becomes this whole bit. That is something that I really experienced. And that's
the beauty of New York. Is like
I was just about to say that.
You walk around.
So many things.
It's so much.
I have a bit that is at least half an hour long, which is the longest story I've ever told.
Yeah.
And it's all 100% true. And just happened right shortly before I went to get the tour going. And the thing was happening to me, and the entire time, as fucking crazy and awkward as it was like, I can't wait to tell this on stage. Oh my God, this is going to be a great bit.
That's a good thing. That's like the positive when terrible shit happens. You're like, if I don't get a bit out of this, I suck.
Yeah.
That's really what I think. Like, I mean, I have 2 crazy stories in my stand-up that are both true, that are like, I mean, they're all true, but like, I had a story about a vigilante in Cleveland who saved me from an ass whooping. It was a true story.
Really?
Yeah, it was called. His name was the White Knight, and I never heard from him again. But it was a crazy story. Basically, I was just a young comic. I was probably like early 20s at Hilarities, great club, love that club, and me and this other guy were kind of like battling out for this girl, and the other guy was crazy, and he won because he was crazy. And he kind of
at like a bar or something.
Yeah. And it was after the show.
Uh-huh.
And basically this guy just came out of nowhere and was like trying to protect me. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he like deemed himself the White Knight. He was a crazy person. And the crazy part of it is,
but people knew him. He's like a town character guy. Or
some people in Cleveland were like, that guy's real. He's like a crazy guy. I don't think he does it anymore. He's probably like retired, because he was telling me stories about things. I think he wasn't like a full-time superhero. He must have had a day job, Right. But, but he told me he got stabbed once, and I was like, this guy's fucking insane. But yeah.
Well, how do you know you were going to get an ass whooping?
Because the guy was like, I'm going to fuck you up. And I was just like, it's not worth it. I was like, the guy was clearly crazy. He'd missing a couple teeth. I was like, he's fucking nuts. Like he's clearly a scrapper. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight.
You're a New York Jew.
I'm a New York Jew. I'll take the L here. But then the guy, he emailed me later, the White Knight guy. He emailed me and then I emailed him back and the email was gone. So he like really fancied himself a superhero.
whiteknight@gmail.com.
White Knight. And but then years later, the guy who tried to fight me somehow got my number and texted me like, I saw the bit. It's great. And I was like, you're the guy who threatened to fucking, I thought you were going to stab me.
You're welcome.
He probably does feel like I gave you that.
Yeah, where's my cut? Wow.
Yeah. So that and I had another story that like I'm closing on now on the road, this story about this magician from Virginia Beach. I just had a crazy night.
Stop right there. Magician from Virginia Beach.
Just a crazy night with this guy. But they're true stories because they're,
Ironically, neither one of those takes place in New York. But
I know.
But that's
when
100%
give yourself to a crazy night is like especially when I was younger on the road, I'll be like, let's just see where it goes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know?
I'm very much, not anymore, but I mean, that was half of my life was, I would do whatever you put in front of me. I'd go wherever. I got in some very dangerous situations, but unscathed.
No, you told the story on our podcast about the crystal meth. I was blown away, man.
Which one was that?
Didn't you? Or you smoke crack or something?
Oh, the crack.
The crack. That's what it was.
That was in Camden in London.
Yeah, I remember. I remember hearing that. Like, holy shit! I didn't know David Cross smoked crack.
I would do.
You do not seem like a crack guy.
Well,
you seem like a guy who chops wood in the woods and
on crack.
Yeah, on crack.
How do you think I can get it done in an hour? A whole winter's worth of a cord of wood. No, I mean, I don't really do that anymore, but I had...
What do you mean don't really? You either do it or you don't. I'm a casual crack guy.
No, I don't. Crack is the one drug that I've done once. I think I told you that.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
It was the one where I was like... Because I have pretty good willpower. And it was the one drug where I was like, I am susceptible to this for sure. And I've always been an upper guy rather than a downer guy, or like pills never did it for me. Heroin, no. Oxy, no. And I was always a crystal, Coke, crack type of, energy and up and,
I've never done coke in my life. I can't believe
now it's just garbage.
It's too dangerous.
It's way too dangerous.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore. And it's just garbage now. But, again, I sound like an old guy. Oh, back in my day.
You get good coke. No, I like the stuff I like is like downers usually, like alcohol, a muscle relaxer, have a cocktail.
Yeah, that's my wife's more of that speed. And
I drug myself like a real housewife, though. Honestly, I'm just like, I'll take a bath. I'll pop a pill.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I mean, you get the VacuGlide out, and that's your true friend. And you could talk to VacuGlide.
Yeah, wait till they get a personality, dude. It's over.
But what are you going to hear? Just like. That's a terrible joke.
Maybe I kind of liked it.
I'm not.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Fuck. What was I going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was the one thing where I was like, it's so, and I got it immediately.
Yeah.
Because I was in the dump. I have a picture in my head, obviously, but if somebody showed me like, oh, I have a picture where you hung out and did crack on it, and these are the people you did it with, I mean, it's crack den. It's basically, I would look at that and go, oh my God.
That's what you want to do, crack. What do you do, crack in the Four Seasons,
Yes.
You want a den.
Yes. I want to do den. No, I want to do crack at the Four Seasons. That mini bar. Yeah, that was the one where I was like, and I think I probably brought this up too, but I had made a promise with myself that if I ever couldn't do a show because I was too fucked up or too, partying too much, then I have to stop. And I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
And
you became the greatest crack comedian of all time.
I found a way to marry both things. And, and I stopped, and I was doing a month at the Soho Theatre in London, and I there's that thought in your head like, who cares? I'll just cancel the show and I'll stay here with these fucking awful people. And just that thought was like, I have to get out of here, because we were about to get more. We had gotten more throughout the night, and it was now like the sun was up, and I had a show to do that night, and I was able to do it. Yeah. But that was the one where I was like,
I'm getting a little old to be drinking it, but I went out on Saturday and I drank a shitload, and it was one of those nights where I was like, oh, I can't do this like I used to.
How old are you?
I'm 38, but like,
Sam.
I know you hate hearing this, but
you've got
I'm telling you,
dude,
I drank a lot, and it was one of those like next mornings where I was like, oh, I'm canceling plans. I had to go to Brooklyn to see family, and I was so angry I normally would take the train, but there was like delays, and I was like, all right, I'll cab it. I'm like trying not to puke at the window, and I'm like, oh, I'm that uncle now.
Yeah.
You don't want to be drunk uncle.
Yeah, that I get for sure. But if you have stuff, family obligations, maybe don't go so hard. But
yeah, I looked at it like your show. I'm like, I'll just cancel, dude. I'll just cancel the family stuff.
Well, you can do that too.
You could.
You
could.
It's family. I tell them like, I'm just too drunk.
You're just smoking crack. Like, it's just family.
Yeah.
Who cares? Fuck them. No, but I still have the urge to like follow a story. I still like, I do, I'm like, oh, this could lead to something funny.
Absolutely.
I can't resist it.
I mean, it's been a fun life. If it ends today, I have so many stories that I haven't even shared with people either on stage but that were basically, well, let's see what happens.
And sometimes you don't realize it's a good story till like 2 years later.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, that was crazy that I did that.
I have a bunch of them, and they're all, it's usually luck and danger and excitement and drugs and alcohol and a woman, and there's some sort of combination of those, some combination of those things.
Yeah, because you look back and you're like, that was cinematic. Like, I love the movie After Hours because shit just keeps going wrong, and I'm like, oh, I think I romanticize a fucked up night in New York City because of that. But I will follow a woman through like some weird underbelly in New York. I'm like, let's see where the fuck this goes, and it's gonna go sideways.
Yeah, so what's the Jonathan Demme film?
Something Wild.
That's
a great one, dude.
Yeah,
I love that movie. It just
starts here, and then like halfway through what I love about that movie is it starts off like this kind of goofy thing, and then about 2/3 of the way in, you're like, oh shit,
I know.
Oh fuck,
dude. There's probably the best Ray Liotta's ever been. He's so good in that movie. Yeah. I love him in that. That's a really underrated movie.
Is it underrated?
I feel like no one knows. I feel like everyone I bring it up to is like, what?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very New York specific.
Yeah.
After Hours is another great example.
I love movies like that where you're like, I don't know where the hell this is going.
Yeah. And it's played kind of in real time. It's like obviously not 2 hours, but it's over the course of not a long time at all. And there's not a lot of, there's no pressure release. It gets worse and worse, and like, no shit, what am I doing in Jersey, and what am I doing here, and oh fuck, how do I get out of here? It starts out
like a fantasy, and then it's like, fuck you, this is life.
Yeah,
I love that it starts out like, this is
goofy.
I'm following the woman. This is great, and then out of nowhere, I might die.
And also, but what's so great about it is the casting of. It's Melanie Griffith, right?
Yeah,
and she is just the perfect kind of. Especially in that era of like artsy, ditzy, independent, but very New York tough and
hot
and of course you're gonna follow her, and of course you're
gonna fall for her.
Yeah. And then she's maybe not all she cracks up to be, and then who's her ex-boyfriend, and what's going on here? You know what is a really good little fun fact trivia thing? The band. Who's playing the band at the high school reunion is the Feelies.
No shit.
Yeah,
I don't even know who they are, but they sound great.
They were like an indie, new wavy indie that era.
I'm gonna look up the Feelies after.
Oh, they're
this.
good. Yeah, but I guess Jonathan Demme knew him and got him to play the band.
That's such a. I feel like that movie's not. I feel like not enough people have seen that movie.
All right, Sam. First of all, thank you so much.
That was fun talking with you.
I feel like we've
never talked this long. This is cool.
No, well, we haven't. But this is a pleasure, and I really do love your stand up.
Thank you, man.
Brilliant.
I have every Mr. Show DVD.
All right. So I end every episode with a question from my daughter.
Cool.
And so Sam, this is yours. I know, and I'm not going to editorialize. You can answer this in any way you see fit. Oh, I know why she asked this. Okay. I remember now. Okay. Oh, do you have anything to plug?
Yeah, I got Carnegie Hall December 4th. I got Chicago Theater.
Wait, back up. You're playing Carnegie Hall on December 4th?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I've never played it. It's gonna be. I'm excited.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I'm in Red Bank, Count Basie, I think in July. Yeah, October. The Wilbur, Chicago Theater. A lot of fun stuff coming up.
Yeah, so. That's great.
Yeah, it's just sammorril.com. But
there you go.
I'm fired up. Fucking Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, that's a notch on your belt.
It's a good one.
Do you have a belt?
I don't. I never wear belts really. I gotta
get a belt and put
I'm gonna get a fucking belt, dude. I'm gonna put it around my neck and use that VacuGlide.
Yeah. A little autoerotic asphyxiation. Okay, Sam. This is a question from my 8-year-old daughter. Do race cars always have batteries?
Ooh. I think gas. Yeah, but they must have a battery too, right? I don't watch racing. I don't know. I've never seen. I know Formula One is like in right now. I don't know anything about it.
I'm not jumping in at all.
You're not jumping in?
No.
I'm going to say yes, they do have batteries.
They always have batteries.
They should, yeah.
Okay.
I barely have a driver's license, David. I can't really drive.
Because you're from New York.
I'm worthless.
I've always been a little fascinated with people who grew up in very specific areas, like New York City is like, that's so cool, but also these other things that you didn't get to do, but all these things that you did get to do, and what kind of person, does that create? And
yeah,
I know I have
someone who can't drive well.
Well,
not
yes.
that great. Yeah, I have a license, but it was like I suck.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not hard. You'll pick it up.
I have a license, but I'm just bad at it.
And what does that mean? You're just getting in accidents, or?
Yeah. I remember I was dating a girl once. She's like, just take my car and just pick me up in Queens. I was like, okay. And I drove there and I crashed. I just crashed the car. I was like, I don't fucking know it. I'm not good at this.
What?
She didn't notice. It would there was scratched was not bad. So
but how did you sideswipe a car?
I sideswiped.
So it's about spatial kind of.
I guess. Yeah. I'm just not good at it. I'm fucking. I passed the driver's test by like apologizing. I had failed twice already, and then the third time I was like, please don't fail me. I'm not good at this. And she laughed. I was like, oh, so all right. And I sucked, and she passed me. She was like, yeah, you're fine.
Oh, it's on that woman then.
It's on her.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have a license.
There's blood on her hands. Yeah. Whatever hit and runs you've been a part of.
Not you. That's why I don't drive.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Because you'll kill people.
I'll kill people.
Yeah.
I will.
All right, Sam. Thank you again for coming down. SamMorril.com. Carnegie Hall. That's nice. Chicago Theater. That's a great one.
That's one of the best.
Yeah, that's a big one. Okay, man. Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
And thank you for the whiskey.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, nice.
That was a Headgum podcast.